Norse mythology is an extension of the beauty of its homeland of Scandinavia. A great ocean, grand mountains. There they lived at the edge of civilization, where climbing to the heights of the mountains feels like touching the sky, only to discover another land of wonder beyond. There they told stories. Not like stories we have today, not works of fiction, but stories that answered their need to know truth. The kind of truth that speaks through generations. The kind of truth that gets us through winter and to the next spring, when the snow thaws and the flowers bloom. The kind of truth that lets us know our place in the world. Norse mythology is rife with tales of humanity's creation. Objects of wonder, titans, gods, men, elves, and dwarves. A fantastic world where heaven and earth are tied together by the world tree, Yggdrasil. Hello and welcome back. Last video I made this wire bonsai tree that I intend to hang from the ceiling. It's gonna be an interesting project. And I finished this part and I'm very happy with it, but now I need to make the part that goes on the bottom. What I've been calling this project for a very long time is the world tree. What I intend to do is I intend to weave a sphere out of basket reed, which I will then be able to weave some wire into, as well as attach things to, in order to make the world, basically, that this tree will set on. And that entire thing, including the world, will hang from the ceiling. And so I think that'll be pretty cool. In order to get the size and the shape right, I will be going off of a basketball. So I'll kind of weave it around at least up until it gets to the halfway mark. And I have to take the basket out, or the basketball out, or leave it in there forever. So that's how I will be starting, and we'll go from there. So I got so caught up in what I was doing, I forgot to show you this part. But here I've gotten to the point where I've split apart these reeds, because again, as it's going around the circumference of the basketball, the weave, the pattern just gets too wide in between these. And so I had to split these apart, and that's why I left 2 reeds on each one of these support pieces, so that I could split them apart and weave in between them. Anyway, I'm going to continue going. I'm not quite to the halfway mark. I've got another inch, between an inch and 2 inches to go. And so I'll keep on working on that. Okay, so it is halfway done. I took it off of the basketball, expecting that I would have to go on from here without the basketball, but I just see no way to keep the shape properly without having the basketball. So this time, as I'm continuing to put the basketball back in, I'm making sure that the valve is at the top, where I'll be able to get to it fairly easily with a needle valve to deflate the basketball after I'm done. So I'm just about done weaving this, and the opening is about where I want it. So I've left the entire basket soaking in water for a couple of hours to get these long strands wet again. They had been completely dry because I had to set this aside last night, and so now I am ready to go ahead and start weaving these into the mouth of the basket. Okay, so I finally got the basketball out, and it wasn't easy. I wasn't able to pull it out, and this is what's left of the basketball. A whole ton of just broken pieces. Well, now it's a football. Yay. But no. Now it gets thrown away, and I get on to attaching this to the tree. So I've got the basket here. I've got the tree hung over my desk where I can easily work on this lower part. I was able to easily string a rope across to hang it from. But for right now, what I need to do, cut these pieces down a little bit. I'm going to come in here and clip these apart. I want to keep these long pieces, the support pieces, intact as much as possible through this. And again, I'm taking a circle out of the bottom, same size as the top, so that I can, and this is going to be mounted on the underside like that, so sideways. So you'll have a hole here. Actually, it'll be a hole in front and a hole in the back that you can look through and see some interesting things happening on the inside. Okay, so I've done a bit of wire wrapping around the hole that I cut in the basket, and it's looking pretty good. It's a little uneven, but it's still looking fairly good. What I want to try to do now, and I'm going to try the brass again. The brass has turned out to be way too springy. Here, got this piece. You can see how much it just springs back into place. It doesn't bend very easily. But I'm going to try it again, and I want to make a little cross pattern here where the gaps in between the wrapping is. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I finished the cross pieces here, and while I was doing that, I went ahead and just put another wrap around the other side, and I finally was able to make use of the brass, which is nice. And so I'm going to proceed to attaching the tree to the top of this. I was getting a little frustrated with this because I didn't foresee a bit of a problem that now I'm having to deal with. And the big deal is that I've got a very flexible ball, but not a very flexible tree. And I'm trying to get the tree to conform to the ball. And that's making for a bit of trouble. I took work off a little bit early last night so I could think about the problem, sleep on it. And I think that I've got a few solutions. First, I need to wire the tree down in multiple places to the surface of the ball and see what happens, see how much it deforms the basket, and then I can go from there. And after that, I need to start pulling these roots out and start twisting them up appropriately. So I finished the taking care of the roots on the inside. I ended up just trimming them down rather than trying to curl the ends. It was just being too difficult to get in there. So I'll add some wires later with more of these leaves. But I went ahead and added some rocks on the top of the basket. Now I'm going to go with some clear nail polish. Just coat these in some clear nail polish to make them shiny. So I've done a lot with this project. I've made a basket, I attached the tree to it, I attached some more rocks. However, I've got some things yet to do that are going to take a bit of thought and a bit of time to complete. So I think I'm going to end this video here and give it a little bit more thought. Specifically, what I need to think about is how to make a sort of grass effect on here. I've also got some things that I'm going to do on the inside, but again, it's going to wait till the next video. I've got another video that I'm going to do in the meantime, and we'll have to see how that turns out then. Thanks for watching the video. I'm glad you liked it. Have a good day.